For just $1, you can have the ultimate cleaning, deodorizing, makeup, beauty, hygiene super weapon, and that item is baking soda. In today's video, I'm sharing 23 uses for baking soda you probably didn't know that are absolutely, positively going to blow your mind. Now, a lot of these I knew, but some of these I was like, oh my God, why didn't anybody tell me this sooner? So first, let's start in the kitchen. These are ones you probably know, but if you don't know them, again, total game changers. First, in your garbage disposal. If your garbage disposal is getting stinky, you don't want to spend a lot of money on these pods. Combine, 2 tablespoons of baking soda and some white vinegar, just half a cup, and run your tap on hot water with like a pencil line trickle, and turn on the disposal, put the ingredients in the disposal, and it will smell so good. You can even add a few drops of like lemon juice from a leftover lemon. Your disposal is going to smell magnificent. This is something I do every other day. It keeps my disposal smelling great, and I'm able to do it with my normal household baking soda. This just ensures that all of that stuff that is stuck in the garbage disposal kind of gets out. And sometimes I will even do this with some ice and not hot water. So I'll do the hot water first, then I'll go in with ice and kind of just let it sit there. So it really gets in all the crevices. It really helps to deodorize that garbage disposal and keep it moving. Another thing you can deodorize in your kitchen is the trash can. You should be cleaning your trash cans regularly, but unlike me, a lot of people don't like to climb inside of their trash can to clean it, and that is super duper fair. What you want to do is get either like a cloth sachet or a Ziploc bag, poke a few holes in the Ziploc bag, then you want to get a cloth, so it could be a paper towel if you don't have an actual cloth, add a few drops of your favorite essential oils and baking soda, tie the baking soda up in that sachet if you have a cloth one, or fold it in your paper towel, and then put that paper towel in a Ziploc bag that you've poked really small holes in, and put them at the bottom of that trash can. This will make sure that not only is the baking soda absorbing all of those nasty, fugly, awful scents that are coming out of your trash, you also have that essential oil emanating a really, really nice smell. So it's kind of like a double whammy for your trash can. Now, something else I also love to do is to deodorize with baking soda when it comes to shoes. My spouse works in a hospital. When you are running through the halls of a hospital saving lives all day long, your feet get kind of smelly. So what you can do is the same thing that I just said, just minus the essential oils. Put a little Ziploc baggie or cloth sachet in those shoes every time you take them off. So just put the baking soda in, it becomes part of your little routine, and I promise you the shoes are going to smell so much better, and you're going to have to wash them more infrequently, because washing shoes can be such a pain. Not the washing part, but more so the drying part, but we can talk about that at another point in time because I've got hacked for that too. Now, the next thing we're going to deodorize with baking soda is the refrigerator. Now, this is something you probably already know. I've shared my favorite refrigerator deodorizer, and it's great because we only have to change it once every 10 years. So honestly, I'd probably buy that. But if you want to keep it nice and cheap, we're gonna use baking soda. Add a few tablespoons, even like a half a cup of baking soda to a container that you don't mind leaving open, or a container that has maybe some openings in the top. Maybe if you have like a nice berry container, like one of those ones from Dollar Tree, this could be a really great way to do this. And just put it in your refrigerator, put it somewhere centrally, I would say, if you have the means to. And I just use my label maker to put the date on when I put the baking soda in there. And I just say change it out once a month. This is really helpful because we have food going in and out. Sometimes we have food that goes bad. It's okay. I'm not going to judge you. And this is keeping it really nice and fresh. Now, if you're loving these hacks for baking soda so far, I'd love it if you smash that subscribe button, because my name is Kiva Brent. I make videos like this all of the time, and I'd love to have you as a member of our community. So if you need an expert in smart shopping and timeless style, I promise you, I'm your girl. Now, all of these other ones, when it comes to deodorizing, are very much so the same in terms of how we actually accomplish them, but I'm just gonna walk through the other places you can use baking soda in the same fashion. So you can use it in your luggage. I would just put it in like a little sachet in your luggage. Keep it nice and fresh when you are not traveling. I do not recommend going through TSA with a miscellaneous white powder just like loose in your luggage, okay? Don't do that, and don't say Kiva told you to do that, because I'm not going to jail with you. But it's a great way to keep it nice and fresh, especially if you want somewhere that was a little bit more humid, you're coming to someplace that's less humid. It's going to be great for smells. You can also do this in your closet. So you can add baking soda in your closet. Again, we just want to get some containers where there is some airflow possible, but also one that if we hit it over, all the baking soda isn't going to spill all over our stuff, because that would be absolutely tragic. And then again, we can also deodorize our laundry bin in the same way. All your funky clothes are going in that bin. You should actually be taking out the cloth lining of your hamper and putting putting that in the wash on a very regular basis, like at least once a week. I have to break it to you. And you also do want to use something special when you are cleaning that in the laundry. We'll talk about that very shortly, so be sure to stay tuned and like this video if you are enjoying it so far. But in the meantime, it'd be nice to have a little bit of baking soda in the base of that hamper. 10 out of 10, I do recommend. Honestly, this could be a case where you just like leave the baking soda loose in the bottom of the hamper, because baking soda can touch lots and lots of clothes. But if you're dealing with like fabrics, if you're just throwing your cashmere in your hamper, one, how rich are you? And two, don't do that. But let's go into my favorite way to use baking soda for deodorizing, and that is with a mattress. So mattresses are disgusting. They're disgusting. I don't care if you're using a mattress protector. I don't care if you're using a mattress pad. You are sweating, you are drooling, you are crying. There are lots of bodily fluids, okay, that end up on your mattress. It is what it is. It is what it is. And it seeps into your mattress. We need to get that out. We need to get the stench out. We need to get the sweat out. We need to get the dust bunnies out. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit of baking soda. We want to be conservative with this. This is where you might wanna go get like your sifter that you use for baking, or maybe you don't use for baking, you bought because you thought you were gonna be Martha Stewart, and then it just never really panned out, because we're talking about baking. You get it? But get your sifter, sift a little bit of baking soda, not more than a half a cup. I don't care how big your mattress is, even if you have an Alaskan King, no. You're gonna sift it out on the mattress. You're gonna let it chill a long time, as much time as you'll allow, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Then you're gonna grab your vacuum. Most vacuums do come with an attachment that you can use for bedding. If not, I'd probably say use like that dust lint attachment that I tell you guys to buy for your laundry machine. Use that because it's a different head than the head that we put like on our floors and stuff like that. So we're making sure there's no cross contamination, because we don't want that dirty debris from the floor on our mattresses. We're dirty on our mattresses, but not that dirty. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna vacuum it all up, and oh my gosh, is it gonna smell better. 10 out of 10, I recommend. I am telling you, it's gonna smell better. You're gonna see things come out of your mattress that you don't know what to do with. And something else I recommend, go in with a mattress vacuum after this. A mattress vacuum has like a UV light, and it has just like a different type of suction power, so it gets up the debris that the normal vacuum does not. I've tried all of the luxury vacuums, the Shark, the Dyson. I like them, but they still don't have the power of the mattress vacuum when it comes to vacuuming up cloth, vacuuming up an actual mattress. So these are the ones that I use. I'll link them down below. You don't need to buy them. You can do this with your normal vacuum. Trust me, believe me. Just give it a really good clean to make sure, again, we're not having that cross contamination. Now, I touched on laundry before, but let me tell you how you're going to use baking soda in your laundry. It's going to help brighten things. It's going to brighten things like you've never, ever, ever seen it brighten things before, okay? It's gonna be like the sun for your laundry. Okay, that joke wasn't good. It's okay, hit or miss. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a 1/4 cup of baking soda to your laundry. You can see here, I am washing all white stuff, so I'm not using bleach. Bleach is really harsh on my skin. It does not matter how many times I run the thing, the bleach still irritates my skin. So I use baking soda. Sometimes I even add a little bit of vinegar to the load as well. So the baking soda and vinegar combo, it's iconic, but the baking soda is going to help brighten your laundry, and is going to get your whites really, 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 really light. Now, if you do not find that baking soda gets them as white as you would like, though honestly chances are it will, you can also use liquid bluing if you don't like bleach. Basically, you make a solution with these blue drops. You have to make it a solution first, or it will stain your clothes, and basically it just uses color theory to brighten your stuff. But sometimes if you add too much, it's gonna turn your stuff blue. So, you know, when white expands, it can expand to yellow, it can expand to blue. Sometimes it gets a little bit too blue, okay? Now, we're also talking about laundry. Baking soda is great for getting out stains. I have a new baby. She is the best. Oh my God, does she poop. All right, so sometimes when I'm having a hard time getting the stains out, I would not call myself crunchy, but I don't want any chemicals near her quite yet. So a way that I get all of those stains out is baking soda. I said it like that, you guys know the song, baking soda, I got baking soda. It's not about baking soda though, so I probably shouldn't allude to that in my YouTube videos, but whatever, I'm talking about baking soda. Okay, if you guys don't like to clean, maybe you don't like to clean, maybe cleaning is not your forte, don't worry. We have some uses from baking soda other than cleaning. Let's talk about beauty, makeup, and hygiene. So first things first, if you've got some dirty beauty blenders, if you've got some dirty brushes that you should have cleaned 5 wears ago, I'm not gonna judge you. I've been there. I put on makeup the other day with a brush that like, I can't tell you the last time I cleaned it, but I didn't get any acne, so a win is a win. But don't do that, okay? You can actually use baking soda and water and just like a little drop of dish soap to get your brushes nice and clean. Make sure you're not just soaking them in that solution, but you're also doing some abrasion. So maybe you have like something rubber that you can rub it against. You can even rub it against the palm of your hand, but make sure the palm of your hand is also clean. It's going to get those brushes nice and clean. You don't need those fancy devices that like twist and turn. It looks like you're on like the, what is his name? The Corny Collins show, doing the twist and shout with your makeup brushes. You don't need to do that. You can just use the back of your hand, soak it in the solution, and all that debris is gonna come out and it's gonna look disgusting. Another way that you can use baking soda, I've told you guys this before, it's kind of embarrassing, but this is my channel, I can say what I want. Baking soda is great if you smell awful, but I am a person who doesn't smell great. Like my inherent, like I'm just like a sweaty person. It's fine, it is what it is. Chlorophyll is really great for that. Let me know if you want a video on chlorophyll hacks because I have lots of them. But baking soda is a natural deodorizer, obviously, because you've been watching this video so far. It does work underneath your arms. So if the Axe, all the different places, Shea Moisture has a great deodorant for smelly people, I'll tell you that right now. But if all of the medical grade deodorants aren't working, add some baking soda underneath there. Now, baking soda can be an irritant. It is kind of strong, right? So it can irritate under your skin. Just add a little bit, or find a deodorant that has baking soda in it. Those just tend to work better. Or you can take baking soda and a little bit of coconut oil, mix them up together, put that under your arms. It's gonna be great. Don't add too much oil though, because you don't want to clog the pores, because then it's just like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's confusing. We don't want that. But this works magic. I remember I went through puberty and my grandmother was like, you smell disgusting. So I love baking soda for that. Another great way to use baking soda is in your mouth. Do not use this in lieu of toothpaste. Okay, hear me when I say that. Someone's gonna come in my comments, they're gonna be like, you don't need fluoride. Ma'am, you do. Okay, look at the British. You need the fluoride. So we need the fluoride, but we need other things as well. If your teeth, your breath just smells bad, your Listerine's not working. By the way, Listerine is awful for you, and I have a all natural mouthwash that has changed the game for me. I had like, whatever, I don't need to tell you my life story. I'll link it down below. It's all natural. It's a game changer. Very, very soothing. It's better than anyone ever tried. But if Listerine is too harsh for you, right, you can just switch a little baking soda with some water in your mouth, and it's gonna smell brand new. Also really great for brightening your teeth. Don't add this to your teeth all the time though. But if you need something and a little bit of a pinch, baking soda is a great option. But just use a pinch of baking soda. I'm on a roll today. Now, I told you can use baking soda to clean your beauty blenders and brushes. You can also use it to clean your combs. Look, I don't have any hair, clearly. We see that. I brush my hair a few times a week. But a lot of you have nice long hair. Your brushes are absolutely disgusting. I'm talking at my spouse, okay? The brushes get kind of gross. You need to not only pick out all of that hair, but you need to clean the actual brush. All the things that you experience in your day are in that brush. That brush is like, what's that? The multiverse is like hidden in that brush. It's like insane. You need to give it a clean. You need to use a comb to actually get all the debris out of the brush. Then you need to soak the brush in baking soda and water in a nice solution. This might even be a time where I do the baking soda and the vinegar, just because the solution releases carbon dioxide and that helps push things out. This is how people make those little volcanoes. So if you have a kid, you can't figure out how to make their volcano, it's just baking soda and vinegar, and I've done the work for you. So if you get an A, it's part my A as well. Okay. And last but not least, when it comes to your body and makeup, another way that I want to recommend using baking soda is as a stripping shampoo. So if you use like a Sunday shampoo, this does not apply to my people of a hue like mine. Okay, I'm gonna say that right now. We don't often need stripping shampoos because we need more oil in our hair. But if you are a person who is not, okay, a lot of you use Sunday shampoos. You don't always need to buy a Sunday shampoo. You can just use a little baking soda. It also is abrasive, right? You felt baking soda. It has a gritty texture, so it can be an actual physical exfoliant, and it will also strip out all of that debris. Don't do that every day though. Food for thought there. But you can make your own toothpaste using baking soda. You can make your own shampoo using baking soda. There are also other uses for baking soda, but I don't feel safe talking about those on the internet, okay? If it's not peer reviewed, it's not being talked about on the Kiva Brent YouTube channel. It's my channel and my rules. But now let's go back to the kitchen and talk more about the baking soda uses there. I never bought fruit before. I don't like fruit as a person, but obviously my child likes fruit and we gotta make sure it's clean. Of course you can buy like those veggie scrubs and stuff like that. To me, putting more chemicals to remove the chemicals on food the math just isn't mathing for me. So instead I just use baking soda and water and let it soak for like 30 minutes. And you can see all the debris coming off. Again, you can add a splash of vinegar as well. If you add too much baking soda and vinegar in this instance though, your food is gonna taste like baking soda and vinegar, and food is way too expensive now for that to be the case. For the sake of B-roll here, I honestly didn't have any fruit in the house right now. She ate it all. So I put these limes in here. You don't need to do this with limes because you're not eating the outside of limes, though this might be helpful if you're zesting the limes or something like that and you want to make sure that it's clean. But food for thought. But this is not the food you should have those thoughts about. Now let's talk about more ways to clean and like miscellaneous ways to use baking soda that I personally never knew. So one that I never knew for baking soda was to use baking soda to fill a hole. So you should just use spackle, use Dridex, but if you're in a pinch, maybe your landlord has wronged you one too many times and you don't wanna pay the $7 for the Dridex, that's fine. Use baking soda and glue to make a little bit of paste and you're able to patch a hole really well. This is not a long-term solution, but it'll get you 6 months, 7 months, something like that. So, okay, don't scam your landlord, but if you're in a pinch, maybe you can't afford it, but the hole is driving you insane, this is a great way to do so. You can also do this with baking soda and toothpaste, but toothpaste does melt, so I'm more inclined to tell you to do glue, but honestly, don't do this one, but I did want to share it with you, but it's not at the top of my list. But that's one I certainly didn't know. Baking soda is also great if you have bug bites. So say you got a mosquito bite, the mosquitoes are like, you taste delicious, okay? Add a little bit of baking soda and water to your skin. It will help with that. Something else my grandmother did for me when I was a child, when I had the chicken pox, is she put honey on my patches where I was really itchy, and it worked really wonderfully. But obviously you don't want to give honey to babies or something like that, or maybe just don't like honey, right? Or honey's expensive, so baking soda is an option as well. Let's talk more cleaning. These are ones that obviously I knew. I said that I didn't know these, but I don't want to sound like I'm stupid. So I did know them, I just didn't know that one. This next one is to use baking soda to clean your oven. My oven has seen better days. I'm kind of embarrassed to show this on the internet, but you know what? It is what it is. So you're just gonna use the same baking soda solution we've talked about before, spray it on your oven, let it sit, okay? Let it cook, let it marinate. And then after 30 minutes, scrub it off. Your oven will look brand new. You should do this on your air fryer if it has like a glass screen. You can do this on your microwave. You can do this on your oven. A great way to also use baking soda is in the microwave. Put it in a bowl, right? Put the baking soda in the bowl with some water, turn it on high for like 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Then once it goes off, let it continue sitting in there 5 minutes. Then all that steam will help loosen all the grime. Maybe your kid heated up some like macaroni and cheese without putting a lid on and it exploded everywhere. This will loosen up that debris and make it a lot easier to wipe out with your microfiber towel. I also like to use baking soda to help clean my shower heads. Shower heads get really, really gross and grimy. It's one of those things that we kind of forget to clean. I take a Ziploc bag, I add baking soda and vinegar in that bag, I tie it to my shower head, then I turn the shower on low power, let it fill up all the way so that the entire shower head is submerged. I let it sit there and all the debris falls out. I also use this like the shower cleaning tool to get all of like the very visual debris, but for the things that I can't see, this just helps it get it a really nice and clean. I feel very confident in the power of baking soda and vinegar because it is a cleaning method that you can see, you can hear, and I feel like that almost like convinces you that it's working, but again, we can also see like the debris coming out, so that helps a ton. Baking soda is also great for cleaning pots and pans. If you don't want to buy the pink stuff, I love the pink stuff, it works wonderfully. The smell of it makes me want to vomit, so unless you are cleaning something with it that you can then run through the dishwasher, I don't like to use the pink stuff because the smell is offensive to me. It makes me want to vomit. But baking soda will do the same thing. It will get things really nice and clean, so your pots can be nice and sparkling and brand new looking, and so that it doesn't look like you have 10 years of food attached to the bottom of your pots and pans. And last but certainly not least, a great way to use baking soda is to brighten up your grout lines. So just make a little paste with your baking soda, spread it on your grout lines, let it sit there, and it'll help lift all of that dirt and scum. Grout lines can look absolutely awful and offensive after a few weeks, months. Sometimes you forget what the original color looks like. You should be cleaning your grout lines, and this is a great way to do so naturally. Of course, they sell those grout pens, but again, lots and lots of chemicals, lots of offensive smells, and sometimes when the smell is so offensive, I can't clean with it, therefore the stuff just stays dirty. So I love using baking soda instead. But that's it for today's video. Those were lots of random ways that you should be using baking soda in your home. And the best part is you can get baking soda for $1 at most stores, and one bag is going going to get you super far. And you can do all 23 of these things that I just mentioned over and over and over again with just this one bag. And I love that for you. If you like today's video, please consider smashing that subscribe button because I would love to have you here. If you like the humor, if you like the hacks, if you like having someone to hang out with and talk at you for 20 minutes, I'm your girl. I'd love to have you as a member of our community. So smash that subscribe button, add that like button, and share any of your favorite hacks down in the comments because I would love to learn from you. But until next time, have a beautiful day.